Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating paradox of modern building design. You see, as our homes have become these incredible feats of energy efficiency, heavily insulated and perfectly sealed against the elements, we've actually inadvertently created a brand new challenge: indoor air quality. So we're going to break down exactly why dedicated fresh air ventilation is absolutely critical for newer, tightly built homes. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever stopped to wonder if your wonderfully energy-efficient home is actually trapping pollutants indoors? It's a genuine paradox of progress, right? We seal our homes up super tight to keep the cold drafts out and our expensive heated or cooled air in. But in doing so, we might just be locking in all the bad stuff too. Section 1. The Airtight Home Dilemma. This is really the fundamental trade-off at the heart of modern construction. Let's compare older construction with how we build today. Older homes essentially relied on their flaws. They used natural drafts and what builders call background leakage to naturally dilute indoor pollutants. If you burnt dinner, the house would eventually just breathe it out through drafty windows or an unsealed attic. Modern homes, on the other hand, feature highly sealed envelopes. Now, this drastically improves energy performance, which is awesome. But as a direct side effect, it traps moisture and contaminants inside. The natural ability of the house to breathe is, well, it's effectively shut off by design. I want to focus on that specific term for a second: background leakage. It's basically the accidental, natural ventilation that we deliberately engineered out of our houses to gain all that energy efficiency. And without a dedicated strategy to replace that accidental airflow, the levels of airborne particles, odors, and moisture inevitably rise. That leads directly to a buildup of stale, unhealthy air. Moving on to Section 2, recognizing the symptoms and sources. So how do you know if your own home is actually suffering from this? Well, the high-risk rooms are usually the ones generating the most moisture and smells. Think bathrooms, kitchens, basements, and laundry areas. These are often the very first places to show the negative effects of a tightly sealed home. And the triggers? They're literally just the acts of everyday living. Cooking particles, lingering odors, and chemicals off-gassing from your standard cleaning products and building materials, they all just get trapped. When they have absolutely nowhere to go, they lead to highly visible issues, particularly stuff like dangerous mold growth and chronic window condensation. Now, you might be thinking, hey, I have an exhaust fan in my bathroom and a hood over my stove. Isn't that enough? Well, the reality is that spot exhaust fans often fail to reach every room effectively. If a bedroom door is closed or if your home's layout naturally blocks airflow, that little bathroom fan isn't going to pull stale air from the other side of the house. It's really just a localized fix for what is actually a whole house issue. Section 3. Breathing easier. Focusing on the health and comfort benefits. Let's look at the necessity of engineered solutions and modern whole home systems. The core philosophy here is super simple. The goal isn't to just open a giant window and blast the house with freezing cold or sweltering hot outdoor air. That would completely ruin our energy efficiency. Instead, it's about replacing a portion of indoor air with outdoor air on a strictly controlled schedule. This planned airflow is a precise mechanical replacement of stale air, ensuring healthy conditions consistently. So the crucial point is this controlled schedule directly translates into massive comfort payoffs that simple temperature control from your thermostat just cannot fix. Proper ventilation actively reduces the buildup of airborne particles and gases. It eliminates those lingering household odors, prevents that pesky window condensation, and totally combats that heavy feeling of stale air. Plus, when this is paired with proper humidity management, you get total comfort in your space year-round. Section 4. Choosing the right system. Knowing that we need it is one thing, but how do we actually implement it? One of the most common and effective options out there is what's known as a balanced system. This is a ventilation approach that supplies fresh outdoor air while simultaneously exhausting stale indoor air at a very similar rate. Why does that similar rate matter? Because it maintains stable air pressure inside the home. If a system only pulled air out, it would create negative pressure, which poses a serious safety risk of backdrafting, meaning it could literally suck dangerous exhaust gases from combustion appliances, like a gas water heater, right back into your living space. No thanks. Balanced systems beautifully prevent that pressure mismatch. Now, every house is built differently, meaning a customized approach to these systems is absolutely necessary. You need to consider integrated filtration, which is especially important if you want to capture outdoor dust and particulates before they even enter your home.
You also have to factor in suitability for your specific climate, the quality of the ductwork, your personal tolerance for system noise, and whether the system needs to serve the entire whole home footprint or just specific, problematic zones. And this brilliantly illustrates a fundamental truth of home improvement. Installation quality matters just as much as the fancy equipment you select. If a unit is improperly sized for your square footage, or if it suffers from poor duct connections, it's going to completely undermine the system's performance and can even create entirely new comfort issues. This is exactly why a professional evaluation, one that accounts for your home's air tightness and existing HVAC setup, is absolutely critical to getting the performance you paid for. Section 5. The Homeowner's Checklist. To wrap things up, we want to leave you with some actionable steps you can take today. If you're upgrading your home or building a new one, this is the checklist you need to bring to your contractor. Step 1. Confirm that the ventilation strategy is genuinely designed for the entire home, not just relying on the kitchen and bathrooms. Step 2. Check that the airflow is properly balanced and perfectly compatible with any gas appliances you own. Step 3. Verify that there's integrated filtration, and just as importantly, that you actually have easy maintenance access to change those filters regularly. And finally, Step 4. Assess how the system will perform with your humidity levels across both the freezing heating seasons and the sweltering cooling seasons. Now, what's really interesting about this next point is that it perfectly encapsulates everything we've talked about today. To quote the source material directly, "Newer homes are engineered to keep air in, so fresh air ventilation must be engineered to come in." It really is that simple. You just cannot have a modern, tightly sealed, energy-efficient home without a mechanical plan for fresh air. Which leaves us with this final, provocative question to consider for your own living space. Is your home engineered to breathe, or is it just engineered to hold its breath? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this helps you make informed, healthy decisions about your home's indoor air quality.